Happy Thursday, November 9th. You know what today means. Today means there is one more day until opening day at Vail Mountain, and we couldn't be more excited. We've got some people that'll be out in the field talking to all of the participants. It's going to be a great day, but in the meantime, today is also a fun one. We will be looking at a crock pot recipe, Robbie with the sports update, and then Ben and I, because it's the holidays, we're going to be doing something fun in the kitchen. So there is a lot happening. Hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. Coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm Ben Roof. Let's take a quick look at today's weather forecast for you. Starting off this morning, we're looking at about 24 degrees around 8 a.m. Moving on to that high of 40 there in the afternoon. Sunny throughout the day with the winds coming from the west, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at that hourly forecast there, again, 8 a.m., 24 degrees, little bit of clouds in the sky, but all that's going to burn off towards the noon there. Noon, 36 degrees, 4 p.m., 37 degrees, and then clear skies around 8 p.m. with that low coming in at 26 degrees. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor there, we're looking at 48 in Denver, 40 in Vail, 42 in Avon, and 43 over in Eagle. Maybe that snow will melt off just a little bit there over in Eagle. As we're looking at that overnight low, we've got 11 degrees, mostly clear skies. That sunset at around 4:57 p.m. Winds southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at the rest of the week here, on Friday, we're looking at about 46 degrees, 46 on Saturday there, so it's going to be a great opening weekend. 54 on Sunday, and then 58 on Monday. And then as we're looking into the Tuesday forecast there, mostly sunny with a high of 58 degrees. So it's going to be a nice, beautiful week out there for everybody. Enjoy that 46-degree high on opening day in Vail. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, I think I love the 46 degrees for opening day. You know, easing us into the cold.
Exactly. Not great for the snowmaking,
No.
not awesome for the conditions, but pretty good for, the people.
It's hard to believe that we're at the beginning of the season with 50-degree temperatures.
Right? I mean, it's been real cold this week, though, in the 20s every morning. And
It's true.
we didn't get much snow up here in the valley, but down in the Eagle, they got about 3 inches yesterday.
Yeah, I love it. You know, starting the ski season, and then if you're out and about in Avon and Vail, you can kind of see all the Christmas garlands and the lights going up, so you know that we're heading into a very exciting time here.
And speaking of Christmas coming in and all the trees and everything going up, with Vail opening day, they've got Reveille Vail, which is going to be this huge celebration going on for the first several weeks of December here. It's kicking off with opening day, and then we're moving into like the tree lighting ceremonies and a lot of those things, which are going to start kicking off this weekend. Live music, tons and tons of different celebrations that are available throughout opening weekend.
Well, I love that. You know, I think for us locals, the quiet period is now starting to disappear because we've got all of the visitors coming in, but I love it. I love the energy and the hustle and bustle, so it'll be a lot of fun.
It certainly hasn't been too much to do the last week or so. With a lot of the restaurants are closed as they change over to get ready for winter or give their employees a much needed break.
And I'm excited for the new fall menus and the winter menus as we head into that.
Me too.
But you know, it's going to be a very exciting show today. Ben has got some tricks that he's going to show me in the kitchen. I cannot wait. So we'll be right back after this, and we'll be showing you all of the delicious goodies that you can make for the holiday.
Hope you're ready for some hot chocolate.
Good morning, Vail.
Lion's Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lion's Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I'm loving these kitchen segments because that means we are approaching the holiday season. And approaching the holiday season, there's lots of fun things to do. So, Ben, you are going to show me something really fun to make, to give away as gifts.
One of the things that we've always done in my family in the holiday tradition is we've made a bunch of different homemade gifts. And one of the all-time favorites is hot chocolate kits.
I love a good cup of hot chocolate.
I mean, everybody loves hot chocolate in the summer, and as ski season's coming on, we're going to need to warm up. And so these kits are great. They look like little ice cream cones, and they are servings for 4.
And
so there's everything you would need for 4 hot chocolates in there, toppings, everything.
Awesome. Well, in honor of today's segment, I actually had a cup of hot chocolate last night right before I went to bed. So I cannot wait to see how we make these fun and delicious kits.
I drank way too much hot chocolate last night, making sure I had everything ready and was prepared for everything to go. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to make our own Swiss Miss.
Awesome. I love that. What's
So-
great about these too, we are entering into the holiday season. You can use it as a gift, but you can throw it in a backpack and take it out on the mountain. So I think it's all purpose. Opening day
And-
tomorrow. You want something warm and delicious and festive. Here
If
we
we're
go.
really feeling ambitious and we want to make a huge batch, the batch would be good for up to a year just stored in a cool, dry place. So it's not something that we need to rush out to make use of right now.
Awesome.
So let's get started.
All right.
Got this guy here. We got a mixing bowl, of course, and got to have a whisk. Far and away, my favorite kitchen thing is whisks. I just love saying the word whisk. So we're going to start out here. We've got our 2.5 cups of condensed milk.
Okay.
Or not condensed milk, powdered milk.
Powdered
condensed milk would be a little bit wetter than this. Pour that guy in there.
So that's 2.5 cups.
Yep, 2.5 cups of just normal powdered milk.
And you can just get that at any grocery store.
Great value. This particular one, Walmart. And that's one of the other great things about this. It's a nice impact for the gift. It's, you know, really visually stunning. It's something that people are going to enjoy, going to be able to use, and it's really, really cheap to make.
Awesome.
So,
well, we like that. We like cost-friendly gifts.
Exactly. After we've got our powdered milk in there, then we're after our baking cocoa.
Okay.
So again, it's just standard baking chocolate, just like you would find at any grocery store. Pretty easy to be, you know. Fortunately, it's not very sweet.
You don't have to have like a specific brand. You can just get any
No,
kind.
any kind. I mean, I personally prefer like heavier cocoa contents, so I went with a 70% here. Or actually, no, I think this one's 100%. Huh, even better. So we're just going to dump that guy right in there too.
Okay, so we've got our powdered milk, our
Yep.
baking cocoa. Awesome.
And our baking cocoa, we're only using a cup of baking cocoa.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2.5 cups of milk, 1 cup of cocoa, and then we've got 2 cups here of powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar, as opposed to like your granulated sugar, which you've got here. The reason we're using powdered sugar is it mixes in a lot better and creates a little bit more of a smoother consistency. And so we'll just go in there, try not to turn everything into a giant powdery smoke screen.
So you're just kind of layering everything in.
Exactly, layering everything in and then
The
whisking
whisk.
it all together. And before, we're not quite done yet, so I'm just gonna whisk our ingredients here together, make sure that we've got it all nice and mixed, and it's already starting to get a little bit of that nice chocolatey texture.
Looks
You know,
delicious.
exactly, right? It smells great. But now, we've got a couple more things to add before we're really done here. And our next big thing, and this is kind of our secret ingredient here, is cornstarch.
Cornstarch. Okay,
We're going
why?
to add a little bit of cornstarch, and what that's going to do is that's going to help it thicken up when we
Okay.
mix the water in if we're using water, because we're designing this to use water. You can still use warm milk, you can still use whatever, you know, oat milk, almond milk, whatever drink you prefer, because that little bit of, you know, or that little bit of powdered milk here, it's not going to be dairy free with the powdered milk, but that's going to allow you to use whatever liquid you prefer. But that cornstarch is going to help it be a little bit thicker and help it give that, you know, nice hot chocolate consistency that we're all so used to. And so we got our cornstarch
Using
here.
the water too makes it easy when you're on the go if you don't
Exactly.
have your preferred milk on hand.
Exactly. And so then our cornstarch here, we're using 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And then we're also going to add just a little pinch of salt here. And that's going to give just that little bit of offset for the chocolate.
I do like a sweet and salty flavor combination. So
Now-
I think that's going to be delicious.
And this is kind of our basic recipe here. If we really wanted to pump it up a notch, which we don't really have time for today,
Okay.
but what we would do is we would take our powdered milk and lay it out in a baking sheet and bake it for about 15 minutes until it gets like a
Interesting.
nice golden brown color. And that's going to give our hot chocolate a little bit of an extra carameliness to it. A
Interesting.
little bit of an extra depth to the flavor. And then
How did you learn
Our
the
last
trick of
dish.
baking it?
that was an Alton Brown thing that I picked up watching TV.
And hopefully
He-
somebody picks up and watches our show and will be making this hot
And
chocolate.
his other thing that he recommended was adding a dash cayenne pepper.
Yep.
So
I
we'll
have
do
to,
that
I have
here.
to interrupt there.
Oh,
I
yeah, go for it.
love cayenne pepper mixed with chocolate. It is delicious. One of my favorite ice cream shops when I used to live in Nashville had a chocolate ice cream with a lot of cayenne pepper in it. So the fact that this is the warm version, I'm so excited.
Awesome. So yeah, we're just gonna whisk all that in there real quick. And then our hot chocolate mix.
See all the residue coming up from the bowl.
Right?
I cannot wait to try it.
And that's it. Our hot chocolate mix is done.
Easy.
Yep,
Perfect.
pretty short, pretty simple. And
Okay, so
that's
the main ingredients are
main ingredients are 2.5 cups of powdered milk, 2 cups of confectioner's sugar, 1 cup of cocoa, and then 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and then a pinch of salt and a pinch of cayenne pepper.
perfect layering of flavors, in
Boom.
my opinion.
But now, for what makes it special and makes it our big trick is we are going to use some clear piping bags.
Okay.
And we're going to take a cup of our mixture here, and we're just going to fill our piping bag with it. But first, we've got to put something down in the bottom here to kind of create a little bit of a tip for us.
Okay.
So, what do you think? Should we go with sprinkles? Or
This is
chocolate
hard to
chips?
decide. I love anything with sprinkles in it. So yeah, let's go with
let's go
sprinkles.
sprinkles, yeah.
You can never have too many sprinkles, in my opinion.
Exactly. And I mean, in the one that we've got there, I found that they get hot chocolate, using the chocolate chips, it kind of got mixed in a little bit at the bottom there. So easily the trickiest part, if you ask me, is just getting everything in here nice and layered. And not way overdoing it.
But this is up to your discretion, so you can put her as little or as much as you want.
Exactly. I mean, really, you kind of want to envision 4 cups of hot chocolate with everything that you've got, because we're only going to have enough room in our piping bag here for about a cup of hot cocoa.
Okay.
Or a cup of hot cocoa mix. And so it's a 1/4 cup of the mix to 1 mug of cocoa. So these make about 4 mugs. All right. So we're running out of time here, but let's go fill this up real fast and make our little...
This is going to be fun watching you put this in there.
Oh. I'm not going to do it myself because you're going to hold that open for me.
Okay, I'm here for that.
Awesome. All right.
I'm just going to keep it nice and stiff.
Oh no.
And it's a party. It is a party on this Thursday morning on Good Morning Vail.
Doing our best not to make a giant mess.
A holiday party. And look at that. Gorgeous. We did it. Somewhat.
Almost. But now to finish it off, to really create that like ice cream cone look, we're gonna create a layer of
Chocolate chips.
chocolate chips right there.
And this is the fun part. You can really put whatever toppings that you like to put into your hot
Exactly.
chocolate.
And if we had a funnel, we could be a little bit cleaner up here in the top. Or if we had a rag, we could just wipe that out real fast and keep everything nice and clean. But then to top it off, we've got to give it some marshmallows to really make it look
And then
like
to
that
make it very holiday and festive, if you were
ice
to tie it
cream
off on the
cone.
top, you just use whatever ribbon you want to. And we've got some pretty ribbon here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces.
And then we just turn the top there.
Let you do that. I'll do the tying.
All right. Tie it off.
And I'm a big fan of, the curly Q ribbon. So I'm an expert, I'd like to say.
All right.
I'm the one that gets designated to do that whenever we're wrapping gifts in my
Gotta
my
see
household.
the professional curly Q ribbons.
All right. Well, we'll see how. I've never done it on a hot chocolate cone, so we'll see how that goes. You want to hold it? if
I
you don't
will
mind?
hold it, yeah.
Awesome. So I think the fun part with, did you know the trick and the secret to this? You go the opposite side of the natural curl, and you just pull it up like that.
Boom.
Great.
Magic.
Do this side. Boom, and you just kind of.
And then if you really want to set it off for your holiday gift, wrapping it up with a card or a little bit of like
Boom.
some sort of notice, and then also include a little like printout with the ingredients or something, or just, the instructions, not the ingredients, but cup of cocoa or 1 mug per 1/4 cup of mix, and there'll be 4 in each cone.
All right. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing in this commercial break, making a nice cup of hot cocoa. I cannot wait.
Oh,
to
we
try it.
definitely have plenty of mix left over.
We've got the cayenne pepper. I love the secret ingredient. A little bit of salt. It's just quite delightful. So I'm excited to try it. Thanks for sharing today.
Well, thank you.
know.
It was a blast.
I love learning people's holiday family recipes. So this is just a really good one to
And
implement.
my family has a bunch. So we'll be back. for sure.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned. I'm going to go make that cup of hot cocoa, and then we'll be back with sports, crock pots, and more. So stay tuned. Hour 1 is on our way.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
And we are back. Robbie has a sports update where he talks volleyball, postseason soccer, and what to expect on opening day. Let's take a look.
Thanks for joining us. Well, ski season is just about here in the Valley. On November 10th, Vail Ski Resort plans on opening its doors to the public for the 2023-24 season. But it's been warm lately. So we caught up with a team member from Vail Ski Resort to find out what the status is on the mountain. Soon these signs on Gondola 1 will change from closed to open as the crew at Vail Ski Resort is limbering up for opening day.
Opening day is a really fun, energetic experience. There's kind of, that hype's in the air. People are ready to go. I think that's something that's really exciting is just that energy that's here. So you'll come to Gondola 1. It'll be like a queue of people really excited. We'll be handing out strudel. We'll be, having the DJ bumping tunes. It'll be really fun, good vibes.
The mountain's opening day is November 10th, but what caught my eye immediately are the patches of dirt you see around the base area. The terrain opening Friday is further up the mountain, but how much more suitable can it be? It's been warm this year. What do you expect conditions to be like on opening day?
Our team's been working really hard to make the snow surface that we have up there, and Mother Nature's also provided a little bit. We've had 27 inches of early season snowfall. It's a really great surface up there, and we're excited to ski and ride.
Dunn confirms the terrain opening Friday will be ready to go despite the warm weather we've seen this month. He says Swingsville and Ramshorn are the only runs that will be ready, but snowmaking could change plans.
Our team will be working hard with the snowmaking weather window no matter what. So, we'll hopefully be able to open a few more, but definitely those 3 runs to start.
Gondola 1 will start spinning at 9 a.m. on Friday. Well, the postseason for boys soccer was in full swing here in the Valley over the weekend as number 3 Battle Mountain took on 11th seeded Nawat for a chance to advance to the state semifinals of boys Class 4A soccer. Over in Edwards, 3-seeded Battle Mountain looked to make quick work of 11th-seeded Nawat as the Huskies had not been scored on in the postseason. A couple misses on goal for the Huskies in the first half. Then Nawat goes on the attack. The ball finds its way to Zayden Del Rio, who knocks the chip shot in for the Cougars to put them up 1-0 on the hometown team. A rare sight in Edwards as the Huskies have only been scored on at home 5 times over the course of this season prior to this goal. and now they got to play from behind. Battle Mountain, now on the attack in the first half, will go with the strategy of giving the rock to their best player, Jacob Methvin, and he does not disappoint. Methvin knocks it in from deep to tie the game up at 1-1 as the first half comes to a close in Edwards. Battle Mountain will eventually put 2 more goals up in the second half to take down Nawat 3-1 and earn a trip to the Class 4A semifinals.
All right, everybody, before you get out of the stands, don't miss what's going to happen right in front of you.
We're down to just 4 teams now in the boys Class 4A Soccer State Championship. Battle Mountain will match up with 2-seeded Centaurus on Wednesday for a chance to advance to the state championship game. With a win over Centaurus, the Huskies will either play number 1 Northfield or 12th-seeded Regis Groff in the finals for a ring. Now, we had a little more postseason action here in the Valley over the weekend as 7th-seeded Eagle Valley High hosted regionals in Gypsum and had to get through 2 teams that come from outside of the Valley in order to advance to the state tournament. After knocking off Severance earlier in the day, 7th-seeded Eagle Valley was looking to beat number 18 Meade to advance to the state tournament. Match point in the first set. Devils up 24-17. Meade serves long, and Eagle Valley secures the first set victory over the Mavericks. Moving over to the second set, Eagle Valley with a 24-18 lead over Meade on set point. Ava G-Man puts up the ball into play, and that is an ace. Eagle Valley takes the second set over Meade 25-18 and now just 1 away from the sweep. On to the third set we go. Eagle Valley up 24-8. Serving for match point, it is Ray Foreman who puts the ball into play, and the rally is on. Meade is able to counter with the spike, but Eagle Valley is on top of it, and they'll send it back on the spike from Ione Peterson. Meade gives it back, and the Devils go to work, drop the hammer, and the Mavericks deflect it back. The Devils back to work again. Peterson delivers the blow, and that is all she wrote. A dog pile at center court because Eagle Valley is going to state. The Devils are going back to states as they take down Meade 3-0. So we caught up with head coach of Eagle Valley, Michael Garvey, after the game to gather his thoughts on the victory.
All right, well, you hear it right now. The victory bells are sounding in Eagle Valley. They're going back to states. I'm Robbie Whittle, joined alongside head coach at Eagle Valley Volleyball, Michael Garvey. They knocked off Severance 3-0. Then they knock off Meade 3-0. And the girls and the head coach making that run back to states. Head coach Michael Garvey, how does it feel?
I hadn't settled in yet. I think we did a little celebrating, but the reality is just coming through that we're taking Eagle Valley back to state.
Last time I talked to you, the word of the conversation was kind of resilience and how your team was always willing to just stay in the game, fight back. I feel like that word changed today to just domination. Do you think the demeanor of this team has changed since we last spoke?
Yeah, we've had about a week and a half of practice, and sometimes that can be dangerous not to get competition. But we had it in the gym. Everybody wanted it so bad, and you could see it every day in practice. Our last 3 days of practice are the best practices I've seen. And so it was that piece, and it was just a question of actually seeing your opponents, actually getting out of here and seeing Meade and Severance. And it's what we thought. They were good opponents and had some good players, but we knew if we attacked and served like we can, that we'd see what we saw today.
And with this Saturday now on your belt, leading up to this day, did you expect the things, to flow as smooth as they did today? Knocking off Severance early in the morning 3-0, then coming back this afternoon to play another game and knocking off Meade 3-0. Did you expect things to just flow as smooth as they did for y'all today?
I anticipated a little bit more out of the Meade game. It's the 1-2 matchup. You're expecting that team, to be a little bit more competitive. But I just think we wanted it more than they did. And so when things got a little tight or the score got tight, we were patient. We got ourselves a system. We passed beautifully all day long. And we just had key moments from a lot of players. Our depth really showed today. Everybody took a turn today.
Now let's talk about the road ahead. The state tournament's nothing new to you. Do you think you have a state tournament, state championship team with you right here?
I think it's going to be tough. The top 5 are legit. Palisade being 6 is that piece. I don't know. I haven't checked yet to see if there were any upsets. I don't think there will be in the top 5. I might have just got a text that Palisade or Delta or Vail Christian made it. We're all keeping tabs on each other. So, the nice thing is you go in and the top 4 have a bye, so you're not going to see somebody there. So you want to come in, and now we'll compete against that bottom 6. in there, and then you want to give yourselves a chance. Double elimination, you can go in and face the top dog and learn and come back. And these two girls do a great job of learning. I think that's one of the best things that we've done all year long is in-game adjustments. They want to get better. Their mentality is they just keep going. You know, they don't think they're the greatest. They know that they have flaws, and they know we got to keep working, and I think that's the strength that we've had.
Yeah, well, adaptation on the court is key to winning any game. What do you think it'll take to make a run in the state tournament?
We got to keep serving tough, right? And our serve receive was really good today that let our offense speed up. And so it's going to be a little bit more challenging against better competition. But I think our number one weapon is serve. And that showed as we finished out meet today. Our girls can really serve the ball well and place it well. So we're going to take that in and throw it at whoever who comes across from us.
Okay, I don't know if anyone's told you or if you saw yet, but Battle Mountain got knocked off today. So you guys are the only team representing Class 4A in the state tournament from the Valley. You ready for that?
What happened with Vail Christian? Are they still playing, or do we know?
I actually don't know the score on Vail Christian yet. I think they're still playing.
Vail Christian, we're hoping we made it. We're hoping Palisade made it. Fellow Montrose and Delta, you know, we own our Western Slope teams there, so I'm hoping I get good reports here coming through. But yeah, we're ready to go represent. I think we showed today that, you know, Meade played some tough competition. Their strength of schedule is more difficult than ours. So they saw some good opponents, but I think today everybody showed Eagle Valley can play some volleyball.
I got this question just out of curiosity. You know, it seems like when you guys go up for that kill to drop the hammer on the spike, it seems like, you know, your girls just go up with such confidence and they always finish, or if they don't, they rally back and finish in another way. Is that something you kind of emphasize in practice? Finishing strong?
So when I started as a head coach at Eagle Valley, each year we've had a saying. And so the first one came around and it was trust your training. And that's really where we sat in the last couple of days of, we know how to play this game and we can do these things. And so we really just trusted that fact of, we've done this before. These girls have touched 1,000 volleyballs. The next year was strong voice, talking to yourself in a positive way. And so when you do make mistakes, that you're not getting yourself down. The next one I was after was be aggressive, and I think to your point there, that's where that be aggressive came around is, this team went for it. This team said, no, we're gonna win this match. And I think especially in the third set, you saw that come out. The last one was fight. And today it was just fight for every little ounce, every ball, every positioning, every touch. You just gotta fight. And so, you know, for our group of seniors right here, that was 4 years of their training right there, and they put it all out today.
And you really saw it today. Every player feeding off each other's confidence. Anything you want to add, Coach?
No, happy to be back. Greatest experiences. I can't wait to go down and walk through the door and watch them walk through the door.
All right, head coach Michael Garvey, congratulations.
Thanks,
good luck at States.
Thank you.
Battle Mountain boys soccer and Eagle Valley girls volleyball pick up postseason play again later this week. Make sure to continue coming back to us for all the latest in sports coverage here in the Valley and beyond. We'll catch you next time.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Let's take another look at today's weather here at the TV8 Weather Center. Starting off this morning at around 8 a.m., we're looking at about 24 degrees, moving towards that high of 40 towards the afternoon. Nice and sunny with the winds coming from the west, 5 to 10 miles an hour throughout the day there. As we're looking at that hourly forecast, again, 8 a.m. this morning, around 24 degrees, with those clouds starting to burn off towards noon with 36 degrees, and then at 4 p.m. 37, and then 26 as the sun starts to set there around 8. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, it's sunny throughout Colorado today with a high of 48 in Denver, 40 in Vail, 42 in Avon, and 43 in Eagle. As we take a look at that overnight, we're looking at a low of 11 degrees tonight. So it's going to get nice and cold with clear skies and a partial moon, with that sunset coming in around 4:57 tonight. Winds from the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then as we take a look at the rest of the week here, Friday, we're looking at 46 degrees and sunny. Sunny and 46 on Saturday, a little bit warmer on Sunday there at 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Monday with a high of 58. And then on Tuesday, we're still looking at mostly sunny with a high of 58. Now, if you guys are getting out there on the slopes this Friday for opening day, one great thing you can do is set up the crock pot at home so that you've got a warm meal waiting for you when you get back from the slopes. So let's take it over to Tracy Miller with a delicious crock pot recipe.
It's chilly this morning. What's up? It's summertime here in the mountains, but the fruit and vegetables are so delicious. So today, what we're doing is the tri-tip. It was a big, like 5-pound tri-tip of steak. So we did that in the crock pot, but we're also gonna do a corn and zucchini salad because this is the time that both corn and zucchini are plentiful and delicious. So I've already shucked my corn, and what I'm going to do is just put it in boiling water for about 5 minutes, maybe even a little bit less, because what happens when your veggies are super fresh like this, they do not take nearly as long to cook. So we're going to do a cold corn salad. So we just have this corn in boiling water, and we're just going to kind of rotate it around and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we are going to make our salad, and this is going to be super easy. Zucchini, you can cook the zucchini if you want, just cut the tips off. And we have talked about different methods of chopping. So today what we're going to do is we are going to dice this up. So we're going to cut the zucchini into about 4 pieces. And I hope you remember by now, when you're working with these veggies, look at that. You don't want that. You want it to be a nice flat surface. So what you do is you cut the zucchini in half and then cut it into 4 pieces. And then we are going to cut it into 3 pieces this way. And then we're going to just dice it really, really small. And this is going to be served raw. So you kind of want to dice it nice and small, maybe about the size of a corn cob, because we are going to be taking the corn right off of the cob. So you want to dice it kind of the size of a corn kernel. And then we're going to do the same with this one. And I've decided only to cook 2 corns today because we don't want to waste it here. But if you have a family of 4, you're doing 4 pieces of corn and you're also doing the whole zucchini. I'm just going to do half the zucchini today because we're doing a half a recipe right now. We're also going to add some fresh green onion to it. Of course, if you prefer the red onion, and a lot of people do, then go ahead and put a red onion in here. Just slice it really, really thin so that you don't get too strong of an onion bite in your salad. So here we go, just chopping that up. Don't forget your sharp knife and your nice, very stable cutting board because you don't want everything to be sliding all around. And again, everything is so fresh in the summertime that it really just needs only a little bit of cooking. And a lot of people like to eat raw. And when you are eating raw, your stomach has to get prepared for it, but it's really healthy for you because the more that you cook your vegetables, if you're overcooking them or something like that, the more nutrients they lose. So what happens is right when you cut up your veggies, they start to lose their minerals and their vitamins. So fresh is great, and cutting up everything right before you're about to eat it is the way to go as well. Okay, when I'm checking my corn, I just kind of take a little, I want this to still have that pop, that really crisp pop. So I just kind of take my knife and see that it pops. And it pops a little bit. I'm going to let this cook for just a couple, probably another minute or so. But really, when you have this super fresh corn, you can cook it for really like 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on how big the kernels are. My kernels are kind of big right now, but some of them that you're going to get, they'll be little tiny. I actually was writing an article about corn a couple years ago, and a farmer wrote me back or emailed me, I don't remember the mode of communication, and said, Tracy, I loved your article because I told people don't overcook your corn. Like everybody cooks their corn forever and you really don't need to. You can cook it really, really quickly and it tastes much better. And he said, I'm glad you wrote that article because everybody overcooks their corn, then it gets stuck in your teeth and it's all mushy. And he said, I sometimes when I'm out at the farm, I check the corn and he just pulls the husk off and eats it right there raw, right off of where it's growing. So just know that it's true. You don't have to cook your corn that long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this hot corn into a bath of cold water. It's called blanching, and you do it with your veggies if you want to cool them off very quickly and if you want them to maintain their beautiful color. So a lot of times when you are like putting veggies on a veggie platter, you have broccoli or something like that, and you want it to be nice and green, you'll blanch it. You put it in boiling water, you boil it, and then you put it in nice cold water, and that's called blanching, and it's a great way just to maintain the color of your veggies and kind of keep them looking really pretty. And this is going to be a cold salad, so if you're heading out on a picnic or something like that, then you can take this with you. Now we're going to make a super easy salad dressing, and I'm going to do it right in the bowl. Let's see here. Our salad dressing is going to be a creamy one because we have a kind of a fatty cut of meat, so we're going to cut it a little bit with a cream. And whenever I make salad dressings that are creamy based, I do a mixture of mayonnaise and sour cream. If you just do mayonnaise, you kind of get a strong mayonnaise flavor, but if you mix some of that sour cream in there, equal parts, it's what we call cutting the flavor of the mayonnaise. So I'm just going to do equal parts, about a tablespoon of each. You're going to do 2 tablespoons because you're doubling up your recipe. So I have a tablespoon of mayonnaise and then a tablespoon of sour cream. And really, I can put sour cream on anything. It's one of my favorites. So we have those, and we're also going to add a little bit of olive oil as well, just about a tablespoon of olive oil because we just want a little more juice to it. And of course, salt and pepper. We'll add that. And then we want something acidic. So we're going to add some fresh lime juice to that. And whenever you're making a salad dressing, you typically want something nice and acidic in there because that's going to, once again, cut the harsh flavors of the creamy dressing that we have. So I'm going to squeeze the whole entire lime. And this is actually a good juicy lime. I broke my lime juicer. I think I overused it, but if you have one of those tools, those are the best. And another hint is if you put the lime or the lemon in the microwave, that gives you so much juice. Sometimes when I'm grilling, if I'm grilling fish and I want to put lemon on the side or something like that, I'll just cut the lemon in half and put it on the grill, and you squeeze it in a second and it has so much juice. Okay, so there we have our kind of our creamy dressing. And this is going to be just nice and fresh. Stir that around so it gets all combined. Give it a little taste too, because don't forget, when you're working with fresh veggies and fresh fruits like lime, you might be like, oh my gosh, that lime is so sour, I need to add a little bit of sweetness like honey or a little tiny bit of sugar or something like that. So give it a taste. See if you need to add anything. I'm going to taste it on the zucchini actually. So I'm going to give it a little taste. I think it tastes pretty good. It tastes a lot like olive oil, so I might want to put a little more lime juice if I can squeeze a little more in there. And again, when you're working with fresh fruits and vegetables, you always have to taste them. And I'm going to put a tad bit more sour cream in there just to kind of lighten it up a little, because that olive oil is strong. When you're working with olive oil, of course, it's super healthy for you, but it's also pretty strong in flavor. So if you don't like the taste of olive oil and you want something different, then use a vegetable oil or a grapeseed oil or something that has a lighter flavor, a sunflower oil or something like that. All right, now I'm just going to put my zucchini and my onions right in there. And of course, sometimes the taste's mellow after you put your fruits and veggies into the salad dressing. Sometimes I'll taste something all by itself and I'll be like, oh, puckered up, that's like way too strong or something like that. But actually, when you get to eating it, it's not at all, because it combines nicely with the flavors.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Tracy Miller has been in the kitchen making a delicious looking crock pot recipe, so we're going to follow up with her and see how she wraps that all up.
All right, here's a fun thing to do. we are going to take the corn off the cob. Now this is always nice to have a flat surface for this too. Ooh, yeah, that corn is looking really good and very fresh. We're just going to do this. Some people say they like to put their corn like in a bundt cake container where you can like stick the corn cob in there and then the corn just falls into the bundt cake. That's high maintenance for me, but if you're a newbie at getting the corn off the cob, that might be something you'd like to do. But this is pretty easy actually, and if you've ever had a kid or yourself with braces, you've done this before. All right, look at how nice and easy that comes off. Sharp knives are a key in the kitchen, which of course you should know that by now. Blanching is always really nice to do when you're working with fresh fruits and vegetables if you want to cook them and then keep them cold after. Alrighty, so now we have our corn. I'm just going to put that right there and break it up a little. Zucchini and corn salad. And I'm actually going to add a Roma tomato to this as well so I can give it a nice shot of color. And tomatoes, all this stuff is just super delicious and fresh right now. So the Romas are actually really good. Romas are nice because they're kind of hardy and they can last, you know, you can find them throughout the year. Oh, now I have corn all over me. The corn does go flying. Okay, so we're going to cut the Roma again, just like we cut it. We cut the zucchini. I'm going to give it some stripes with a nice sharp knife, and then I'm going to make it really small so they're all kind of the same size. A serrated knife is really nice to use if you're cutting tomatoes as well, if your knife isn't super duper sharp. It kind of makes it a little bit easier. If the kids are helping you or something, you want to give them a serrated knife. Make it a little less dangerous for them. Okay, so we have a super simple fresh salad. Keep it simple in the summertime because fruits and veggies are so good. You don't want to muck them up with too much stuff. So here we go, a nice creamy salad right there. Give it a taste, see if it needs a little more salt and pepper. Add some lettuce if you'd like to. And there we have it. I'm going to give it another shot of salt and pepper. And that's about it. Then you just like let it cool down. It'll be nice and tasty and colorful. And it has that creamy texture, which I think you're going to like with the beef tri-tip. Okay, let's move over to here where we have our crock pot. I have my crock pot going, and I actually cooked this overnight, which is kind of what I like to do. Now I'm going to show you the end result of that 5-pound beef tri-tip. Look at this. It's all nice and cooked, and it's really juicy. Do you see how much juice is in there? All I did was I put the tri-tip, I cut it in half, and I put it right in the crock pot. I didn't add any water. I didn't add any broth. And I think that one of the big mistakes that people make when they're cooking with their crock pot is they always want to add a little liquid. So if you have a fatty piece of meat like this, or maybe a pork that has some fat on it, or really even chicken, I don't add any liquid to my crock pot because what happens is your crock pot is a slow cooker. If you don't have a crock pot, you can put your tri-tip in a pan, in a baking pan, and then cover it with a piece of saran wrap and then a piece of aluminum foil. Tighten it all the way around and cook it in your oven at about 285 for 8 to 10 hours. And that's what I did on this one. I did it on slow for 10 hours. I did it overnight, and then it was ready and it was cooked to perfection. And it's juicy enough that I don't need to add any more juices. So what happens, one of the big problems that people do with their crock pots is they put a meat in there and then they put a whole bunch of broth in there. So what happens is you're kind of just boiling your meat. You're not going to get any kind of sear. You're not going to get that slow cook. You're just going to get boiled meat. So be very careful when you're adding liquid to your crock pot. I really think it's completely unnecessary. And when I do chicken in here too, even if I do a chicken breast, I'll usually put a couple onions or carrots at the bottom and then I'll put the chicken breast on top that's seasoned, and then I'll just close it down and cook it for like 4 hours or something. And it gets juicy enough because the natural juices from the chicken and from the veggies are going to start to secrete, and that's going to give it a lot of flavor, and that's going to make it so that there's enough liquid on the bottom that you're not going to wake up to like a burnt crock pot, but you're going to have some great flavor. So let's see what this looks like. We'll move the salad over here. I cut this in half just to fit into my crock pot. It was well seasoned already, so we kind of got like a little easy one on this with this beef tri-tip. Okay, and here we go. Definitely a little oily, which is why I wanted to do like a creamy sauce. And now let's see. I'm just gonna slice it, and it's gonna shred. It's gonna shred a little too, so you could shred the whole thing if you wanted to with 2 forks. But there you go. So you have some nice meat right there. Look at how nice that is, and look at how tender it's cooked. So that can last a while. And there's a lot of recipes you could do with this. You know, you can make some tacos out of it if you wanted to. You could just put it on your cold salad if you wanted to. Lots of different recipes. I'm going to say it's more of a high-fat meat, so you're going to want something pretty healthy on the side. But, you know, that's just what I say. So let's plate this up and make it look really nice. Let me get this out of the way. Here's our plate. Let's get a little bit of meat here. And then some salad. More salad than meat, right? Everybody knows that you're supposed to have like 3/4 of your plate, or actually half of your plate filled up with veggies, 1/4 of it with a meat, and then 1/4 of it with a starch if you're doing that. But here we go. We have the tri-tip, and it's going to be served with this creamy salad, a corn salad. So you have a lot of fresh veggies, and then you have a little meat. So if you're looking to do a little barbecue, this is going to be perfect. And using the crock pot in the summertime is really nice because you get your meat, but yet you don't have to heat up your whole entire kitchen. So I really encourage people to use a crock pot in the summertime just for that reason, because nobody wants to turn on the oven in the summer, and the crock pot just sits there. It warms up just its little spot, and it doesn't get your whole house warm. So that's the beef tri-tip with the corn and zucchini salad. Once again, thank you for paying attention. I hope you really enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions. And if you do, you can email me at tracy@colorfulcooking.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at revivalvailvalley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Thursday. It's November 9th. I'm Kimberly Perot, your host on this morning's edition of Good Morning Vail. Joining me in studio is Ben Roof, and we love all things health, wealth, and the environment here in the Vail Valley. And we've got quite an exciting second half of our show. We'll be talking to the Weston Riverfront, all about the things that they are doing to leave a great impact on the environment here and how you can just be involved and learn more from them. We'll be talking to an occupational and integrative medicine expert. So that's going to be a very interesting conversation. And then the Family Fun Mind Center. What is that, you ask? We'll find out. It's really exciting stuff that's happening and coming to the Valley. So stay tuned. Hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a quick stop here at the TV8 Weather Center as we start off our second hour here. This morning, we're looking at around 24 degrees at 8 a.m., moving towards that high of 40 in the afternoon. Nice and sunny throughout the day with the winds coming from the west, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at that hourly forecast there, again, this morning, 24 degrees around 8 a.m., with those clouds starting to burn off towards noon with 36 degrees there. Around 4 p.m., we're looking at 37 degrees with things cooling off around 8, looking at about 26 degrees with clear skies overnight. As we take a look at the I-70 corridor, over there in Denver, it's going to be about 48 degrees with that high, and then 40 in Vail, 42 in Avon, and 43 in Eagle. Nice and sunny all throughout Colorado. And then overnight tonight, we're looking at that low of 11 degrees, mostly clear skies, with that sun setting at 4:57 p.m. and the winds coming from the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Taking a look over there at the rest of the week, maybe. There we go. All right, over at Friday, opening day there, nice and sunny with 46 degrees. And then as we're looking at Saturday, we've got 46 degrees, nice and sunny there as well. 54 on Sunday, also nice and sunny, but pretty warm there for the snow. And then on Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 58. And then Tuesday, also mostly sunny with a high of 58. So
well, Ben, like, how do you dress for this weather? You know, you're literally hitting all of the seasons with the way that the temperatures are just changing this week.
Way I would do it, puffy jacket in your car.
Always, puffy jacket in your car, wear a t-shirt. Layered up.
I'm such a firm believer in puffy jackets.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit of down or even a synthetic down. It makes such a difference. Those jackets can pack up so small. You can always have them with you. Well, and then it's always a little bit of an extra layer.
Sounds like you're the expert. You know, I'm looking for, I'm in the market for a new puffy jacket, so I think you're coming shopping with me.
Easy.
Well, I know there's a lot of exciting things as we head into the ski season.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you mentioned in the first hour, we've got lots of events happening, kickoffs for opening day. So Ben, what is going on?
So the way opening days work in this year is they're kicking things off with Reveille Vail, which is this great celebration that they're going to be doing all December. So starting off opening day, they've got silent discos, art workshops throughout the week, and then as we start moving into next weekend, we're getting some concert series coming in. We've got DJs and some musicians coming in. And then as we start moving further into the week, we start to ramp things up with a little bit more holiday celebrations. Towards the end of the month, Santa's coming to town, and we've got some other amazing things, including the Christmas tree lighting, which is one of the biggest traditions here in Vail.
Well, you know, I think silent disco is big fan, and it looks like, based on your weather dance moves, that you're probably going to be out there cutting a rug. Am I right?
We might see. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I know I love those kinds of activities, so
Depends.
you'll see me with the silent disco. I know that Mark and I talked about the DJ spinning on opening day, and we've got Gretchen and Robbie heading out there tomorrow. So going to be a party. I'm going to be wearing my party sweater tomorrow, so you want to make sure that you tune in. We've got a lot happening, though, in this second hour, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Okay. Now, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. One of the things that I love about living in the Valley is that we are very environmentally conscious. We are really focused on our health and how we can truly impact our community. Joining me today is Director of Residential Services of the Weston Riverfront, Amber. Amber, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for having me on today.
Loving having you on. I
Yeah.
love the Weston Riverfront. It's a beautiful property, and the views are incredible.
It
so
is.
It's just a really special place. Now, what's cool about it is that was the first LEED certified hotel in Colorado. So tell me a little bit about how that got started and what entailed into the building and the production of the unit.
Yeah, absolutely. Since we broke ground, the Westin had sustainability in mind, so that was very, very important benchmark for us. To reach that certification. And not only were we the first in Colorado, we were the first in the Westin brand to make that certification. So it's very, very strict. I think it is probably one of the hardest certifications to get, and it touches on building materials as well as operations. So from the recycled roof tiles that we have on the building to the operations and housekeeping, where we're using clean chemicals to clean the room, and recyclable sponges and things like that for operations. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you really have to be strategic when you want to achieve that certification. So from inception through the concept and just thinking about it all and what materials you're using. So I imagine it really puts a lot of moving parts as you continue to build a property.
Absolutely. And then, so one of the things that kind of anchored that LEED certification too was our pool. So we have an Olympic-sized pool and 3 hot tubs, and that is filtered with saline, which reduces chemicals by about 90%.
That's amazing. And I know we were exposed to so many different toxins and things in just our everyday products. So the fact that you've had that in the pool and the hot tub, which has gorgeous views. Yeah, definitely a good reason to go check it out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We did an exercise the first year where we actually stacked up what a year's worth of chemicals would look like if a regular pool and our pool, and it visually it was pretty impactful to see.
I can imagine you've probably changed what kind of bodies of water you get into now.
Oh yeah,
and now probably me too.
Yeah, I hate getting into chlorine pools.
Oh, that's exciting. So one of the things that I love about the Westin as well is that you've reduced single-use plastics, and that's in your to-go containers from your food services, as well as the water bottles that you provide on site and the water filtration system. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we've done things over the years, and we sat down this past year and we said, hey, what's the big goal that we really want to do? And we talked about going from recycle, which is fantastic, and we all need to do that, but we really wanted to reduce. That was the main thing. So we said, let's eliminate all single-use plastics from the property. So we got rid of single-use plastics in the outlets. So you can't purchase a plastic water bottle. And then in the rooms, we took out the standard 2 plastic water bottles in the rooms, and we replaced those with aluminum bottles, which have an unlimited recycle life. And this took out 88,000 water bottles from the waste stream.
88,000.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. It just really makes you become aware of how you're impacting when you buy a bottle of water.
Yeah, when you're talking through it, it doesn't seem that impactful, but when you really look at the metrics, you're like, wow, that was an amazing change. And then we also, we used to have down at the pool single-use plastics because it was easier. And so we've taken those out, and that's silverware now. And then all of our to-go materials for the restaurant are also either compostable or recyclable.
That's great. And then on every floor, you also have like a water filtration.
We do. We have
so you can use the aluminum water bottles and refill them there.
Yes, and we have pitchers in all the rooms too, so you can go to the floors and get filtered water.
I think it sounds very luxurious in my opinion, and also impacting the environment in a positive way. So what else is going on? I know you've got a new partnership. Tell me about that with the Walking Mountain Science Center.
Yeah, so, and actually we had this last year too, and it was very successful. One of our lobby activations through the winter is with Walking Mountains, and they do a Nature at Night series, and that will start January 8th and run through April 8th. It's on Mondays at 4 o'clock, and you can learn more information at riverfrontdining.com, and there's a little tab on there that says happenings, and you can find out about that and other happenings at the Westin.
Yeah, we love the Walking Mountains Nature Center, so it's really cool that you have a partnership with that, and it's a great way for our visitors to really understand what we have going on here.
They're so knowledgeable, and they bring really fun show and tell things as well. So it's fun for the kids. Like they love coming and seeing all that stuff. And it's right when cookie time is.
That's great. And so Beaver Creek is opening on the 22nd. You have a gondola that's easily accessible to get there. So talk to me about transportation and how you just make it easier for everybody to enjoy the mountain and all that you have to offer.
So if you're staying at the Westin, it's super easy to get up to the mountains. We have the gondola that's right there. We also have a shuttle that goes and takes people up so they don't have to drive individual cars up. And that goes to Vail and Beaver Creek. And then there's also the public transportation that's also easily accessible from the Westin. You just walk right across the street and you hop on and you're up there. So there are multiple ways to get up to ski.
Well, the Westin, to me, is the perfect location in the Avon area. It's just right there. You've got the gondola. So talk to me about what you've got going on for the holidays.
Yeah, so we're gearing up for the winter. I can't believe it's here already. And so some of the things that we have to activate for the holidays with Stoke and Rye, we have a very special Thanksgiving meal planned, and that is Thursday, obviously, November 23rd. And then we also have Brunch with Santa, and that is December 17th. And you can find out more information about those two on stokeandrye.com. You can once you get there, you can actually reserve right from that website.
Brunch with Santa. I mean, that's a new one. I want to crack open a mimosa with Santa. Am I allowed to say that? Parents and adults only.
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting. So the Thanksgiving meal, tell me more about that. Is that an all-inclusive, a prefix menu?
Yes, it is. It's an all-inclusive prefix menu, and it's going to have all of the favorites. There'll be turkey, ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and the mashed potatoes are amazing. Like, they're not low fat. We'll put it that way.
Well, it's a day of indulgence and luxury, so I say definitely dive in.
Yes.
Now, Amber, I have to ask you, what is the one thing you are most excited about as we head into this winter?
I am excited about all this early snow that we're having. I think it's shaping up to be a great winter.
That's great, and I'm sure you're seeing a lot of uptick in traffic and reservations as we get into the opening day.
We are. We're pacing very, very well.
Awesome. Well, tell us, where can we go for more information if you're interested in Thanksgiving, Brunch with Santa, the Nature at Night events? Tell me all of the details.
Sure. So for the Nature at Night, go to riverfrontdining.com, and there is a tab called Happenings, and that's going to tell you all about the Walking Mountains event and anything else that's happening at the property you can find there. And then for the Brunch with Santa and Thanksgiving dinner, you can go to stokeandrye.com, and you can make a reservation right on the website.
Awesome. Well, Amber, you're great. It's so exciting to see such an incredible space right here in our very own backyard. So we appreciate all that you're doing to make it wonderful for the locals and for the new guests that come into town.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Now we have a very exciting few more interviews on this Thursday morning edition. It is the day before opening day at Vail, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself, here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. As we're starting to move into the winter season, we're getting more and more indoors, and those risks of cold and flu are getting greater and greater. So I've got Dr. Contessa Metcalf, an occupational, preventative, and integrative medical expert, also one of the stars of Bravo's Married to Medicine, joining us with a bunch of tips for us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And it is cold and flu season. It is in full effect.
It certainly is. I mean, I don't know about where you are, but the snow's starting to fall here, and our ski hills open tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds beautiful, though.
It's one of the busiest times of the year is getting ready for ski season, firing up, and Vail Mountain opens tomorrow. So let me ask you this to kick things off.
Yeah.
We're a big tourist destination here, and a lot of people travel out to Vail, Colorado during the winters, and Utah as well. So a lot of the places in the West, we've got a lot of travel illnesses and a lot of risk for travel illnesses. So could you just start us off with a little bit of tips on kind of how to keep yourself safe when you're in the airport this winter?
Well, yeah, so the first thing is don't forget what we learned in the pandemic. The safest thing to do to prevent you from getting sick, in addition to, you've already gotten your vaccines, of course, but making sure you're wearing your mask, right? Making sure that when you're in those congregated spaces like airports and on airplanes, you are wearing your mask. And a lot of times people are saying, oh, I really don't get that sick. But what you're going to do is you're going to go probably see your loved ones, your elderly parents, or, some of the little babies who don't have the strong immune systems. And so you can be the person that transports those viruses as well. So the best thing to do is to make sure that you are masking up and protecting not just yourself, but the people who love you and that you're going to see.
Well, and once you get there, once you're with your friends and family, it can be a lot more difficult socially to keep that mask on and
yes, for sure.
to try and keep yourself protected. So what would you recommend for when we're in the family gathering? How can we help protect those people with weakened immune systems if, say, wearing a mask at Thanksgiving dinner doesn't necessarily fit the vibe?
Right. Well, the one thing I would say is you got to stay ready, right? So you should have probably already been drinking lots of water and making sure you're getting 150 minutes of aerobic exercise, eating mostly plants and vegetables, and avoiding things that are, processed, and staying and, keeping your body and your immune system up strong, sleeping 8 hours or more per night. But of course, when you get to these locations and you're traveling, I can tell you that that's usually when I get sick. And when I get somewhere, when I'm sick, the last thing I want to do is go out and try to look for the things that I need. And so DoorDash, the app DoorDash, if you haven't downloaded it, make sure you download it now. There's a dedicated health icon where you can actually order over 30,000 items from trusted retailers that you're already using, grocery stores, pharmacies, and you can get anti-inflammatory, anti-fever medications, anti-cold and flu medicines, things that are going to just help you get through those periods of sickness, especially when you're in an unfamiliar area like you've traveled.
Well, exactly. So if you are in an unfamiliar area and you're not exactly sure what services might be available, how can an app like DoorDash really help people kind of catch their bearings in a new area? And if they do get sick and they're stuck in their hotel room, how are they able to take advantage of an app like DoorDash to get some of those over-the-counter treatments to really help take care of themselves?
Well, the first thing people start thinking is, I got to call my doctor and get some antibiotics. Well, I'll tell you, this is doctor speak. Most medications are not going to help you that we're going to prescribe. Antibiotics treat bacterial infections, and everything we're talking about and most of the things that people have are viruses. And so we're going to tell you the same thing. Get anti-inflammatory medicines that are over the counter. Get those over the counter things that are going to make you feel better. And so using an app like DoorDash allows you to rest, relax, and recover, because that's going to be my advice. Just take some days off, making sure that if you and your kids are sick, and I know you did come to visit family members, but find a place and space where you can go and rest and recover, and use those apps to order all those things that you need. And then, of course, after you're feeling better, then that's when you go out and get surround yourself with the loved ones all over again. But the last thing you want to do is kind of run around and be looking for stuff like a thermometer and anti-inflammatory medicines. And of course, the other thing that you can use DoorDash for is to still get those food items that you're looking for. So you can essentially get everything you need right there from the app, from the comfort and convenience of your hotel room or your friend or family's house.
Well, and if you happen to get so unlucky that you're out traveling for business or something and you're alone, taking advantage of something like that could be a huge help, especially if you don't have somebody like a spouse or a family member who can go out and get some of those things for you. Or if you're traveling somewhere unusual with family and nobody even knows where the pharmacy is.
And I can be a bit of a baby, and my kids like to cuddle like I do. And so the last thing I want you to do is leave me. I want you to be there with me and let somebody else bring all those things that you need to you. And it just makes it so much easier on everyone else. They're not gone for 2 or 3 hours, and you've left your loved ones by themselves as they're sick. And so using apps like DoorDash, and again, that health icon is so amazing because there are over 30,000 items that are things that you're going to use anyway that you're going to be looking for, and you can just literally even use your HSA and FSA funds to order those things.
Well, and I was just about to ask you about that. How can you take advantage of some of those additional medical funds, and how can you use them with an app like DoorDash for over-the-counter medicines?
And you can even use it on things like COVID-19 tests and menstrual items and fertility and pregnancy tests. What you can do is, again, use in the DoorDash app, there is a dedicated health icon. And there are going to be all these items that are available to you from retailers that you're already using. And the other good thing that makes this so amazing, if you haven't used your funds, because, you know, of course, at the end of the year, it's one of those use or lose situations. Right now, there is a code, Healthy30, where you can get 30% off of all eligible purchases that are $25 or more before November the 24th. So it literally is a win-win. It makes no sense for you to drive.
Well, it's huge, and especially it doesn't make any sense when, if you're not feeling great, you don't want to have to comb through the aisles. You don't want to have to spend all of that extra legwork just wandering around trying to find what you need. And taking advantage of a delivery service like DoorDash can get somebody else to do that for you.
That's
and
right.
A lot of times, those people can be a little bit more knowledgeable about where things are, and at least if you're going to some of those pharmacies, they can have it all ready for them too.
That's right.
Let
It's
me
already
ask you
ready
this,
for
though.
you.
If you aren't terribly familiar with an app like DoorDash, how are you selecting those over-the-counter medicines? Like, if I personally just couldn't stand anything that wasn't DayQuil, could I get specifically DayQuil through DoorDash?
Well, absolutely. So it's going to be all these name brands that you're already using. So the retailers are going to be the big brand, you know, the big stores that you're using anyway. And what the one of the benefits, in my humble opinion, is, say for instance, you're looking for anti-inflammatory medication and you go to a store and they're out. You don't have to go from store to store to store. You can literally search in that health icon, anti-inflammatory or, you know, anti-fever or pain or nausea, and all those symptoms will bring up options for you. So it makes it super easy for you to essentially just rest, relax, and let, you know, DoorDash be your ultimate sick day buddy.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Contessa, if anybody is looking for a little bit more information or to follow you a little bit more closely, where can they look out?
Well, I am Dr. Contessa on all major platforms, and I would appreciate it if you follow me. Thank you very much. And of course, go into the DoorDash app and just start browsing, and you'll probably find when you compare what's in the app to what's in your cabinet, you probably are in need of a couple of things.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Contessa Metcalf, thank you so much for all of this great information. And in my opinion, your opinion is not all that humble. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all of your fantastic expertise.
Thank you so much for having me.
And
Stay
we'll
well.
be right back with a little bit more Good Morning Vail right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Scott Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Let's take another quick look at today's forecast. Starting off this morning around 8 a.m., we're looking at about 24 degrees, moving on towards that high of 40 in the afternoon there. Sunny throughout the day with winds coming 5 to 10 miles an hour coming from the west. As we take a look at that hourly forecast there, again, 8 a.m., about 24 degrees, starting to warm up there towards noon, looking about 36. 37 around 4 p.m., sunny and clear throughout the afternoon there. And then we're starting to cool off towards the evening there at about 26 around 8 p.m. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor there, it's sunny throughout the state of Colorado today with a high of 49 in Denver, 40 in Vail, 42 in Avon, and 43 in Eagle. As we take a look at overnight, we're looking at a low of about 11 degrees here in the valley. Mostly clear skies with that sun setting at about 4:57 tonight. Winds coming from the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at the rest of the week here, Friday, 46 degrees and sunny. Saturday, 46 degrees and sunny. And then we're looking at 54 on Sunday, still sunny, and then warm throughout the start of the week there. Mostly sunny with 58 degrees, and then on Tuesday, we're still looking at mostly sunny with 58 degrees. Now, we're going to take it over to Kim, who's got a guest joining her on the couch.
And I am so excited about this next guest. Speaking of the temperatures changing, the getting darker earlier, you really want to make sure that you have something exciting to do and that you are mentally still in a good space. Joining me today is the founder of the new and exciting space that will be coming to the Valley in 2024, the Family Fun Mind Center. Zach joining me. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, excited. So this is such a unique concept. I was doing some digging on the website and trying to find out more about it. So the Family Fun Mind Center.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
So the Family Fun Mind Center is a trampoline-centric family entertainment center that has a mental health spin. So we're going to provide everything that you would find at your normal trampoline park, but also provide those mental health peer services, counseling services, as well as sports psychology to kind of bring that whole mental health genre into that fun, exciting atmosphere.
Okay, cool. So trampoline park, like I've been to a trampoline
Yep.
park, but so how did you come up with the concept of this mental health aspect of it? So tell me all about that.
So that really stems from my struggles with mental health and where I've been. My father struggled with mental health for a very long time. He was very depressed, but he would not go seek out treatment or help. So I also fell into that pattern, and when I was looking for answers to get out of my struggles and how to do it, my answer was fun. I just wanted to go play and have fun all day, and it really helped me, like concentrating on the good, positive things in life and having that conscious intention of, I'm going to be lighthearted, I'm going to have fun, and that's really what my soul was meant to do. So that was where it was really born out of, and then I was also building these facilities for a healthcare entity, and I was seeing the problem with mental health and saw the angle that they were taking. And I was like, we're really concentrating a lot on the after effects. Let's concentrate more on the upstream problem and get to people and build the community and make people want to go to a place and have fun and concentrate on those things.
That's awesome. And you can definitely see your sunny disposition just talking
Yeah.
to you here. You've got a light in your eyes. So
Yeah.
it's clearly working.
It is.
Now, you know what I love that you mentioned, and you brought up your father, and then it stemmed and it kind of carried down to you. And I think a big piece that as men, you don't really get to talk about like the places that you are mentally, or the feelings, or the things that are coming up. As women, we're conditioned to speak about that a lot more freely.
Yeah, my wife and I were just having this conversation last night about how women have all these tools and men have really kind of been left behind in the personal growth and mental health spaces. And I want to change that. I want to break that stigma down for men and kids, especially in this facility. For kids, going to jump on a trampoline and talk to a counselor is way less threatening and scary than going to the doctor's office.
So it's like a simultaneous, do the activity and have somebody to talk to at the same time.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And then for men, the idea is you're in the golf simulator playing golf, and you could be talking to your best friend and your buddy, or you could be talking to your counselor. And I feel like men, especially myself from my experience, would be more willing to go have that interaction and walk in the door, not to the doctor's office, not to the dentist's office, right? But to the fun center, right?
Yeah, that's a huge stipulation. I know, or a stigma rather. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who said, I don't need that. And clearly there are some things coming up that would be beneficial, but there is this, I don't need to talk to somebody else. I don't need to see a doctor about things.
Right.
So I love this concept of, do the fun things and have the conversations.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be with a counselor or with a psychotherapist. It could also be just you with your buddy there. Or, I want to do things like moon circles and men's groups and peer services. So not just the clinical side, but also just the community supporting each other, supporting the kids, and having those conversations, because we all have something to work on, whether you're at the tip top of your game or whether you're in the bowels of depression.
Yeah, absolutely. And being at a plateau is not somewhere you want to be. You want to be continually growing and knowing that it's okay to have valleys and peaks as you work through that process. So Eagle County is where it'll be opening. Talk to me about, where are you in conception? Where are you in building and opening? And walk me through the timeline.
Yeah, so right now we're in the fundraising stage. We're trying to develop enough funds to negotiate a lease. We do have a letter of intent issued to a building owner here in the county. We've got plans together and a group of investors already put together, but we need more funds. We need more people involved, and then we'll go to the banks and get the additional funds. But really, that's what our main focus is right now. And then we are also looking to partner with mental health providers to provide that clinical aspect. And we're talking to a couple different entities, and those have gone really well. So trying to figure out how to put all the pieces together, because we're still super early on, is really fun and exciting and interesting. I'm learning so much, and this startup founder world is all new to me, you know.
I think the concept is just great. You know, you are automatically in a better space. It's like scientifically proven that when you're doing activities and you're engaged in social interaction, it's going to open up your mind and your body really to be in a good space and to connect and to work through things that you're thinking about.
Yeah, and also, you know, just for the community to have a place to go to, you know, for birthday parties, for that, you know, that rainy summer day or the cold winter day when you don't want to go skiing. Just to have a fun place to go. I think we lack some of those indoor entertainment spaces in the Valley, and this would be another option for people besides bowling and movie theaters and, you know, the rec centers, to get out, be active, have fun, connect with your kids, connect with your family, or connect with your girlfriend, you know, if you guys go. I've talked to so many people about it, and they're like, I've gone with just my friends, and it was a blast. Or I've gone with my kids. My son and I, we spend 80% of our time on the dodgeball court at these places. So there's so many different things to do and so many different ways to interact to have that experience. And it's a proven model all over the country. You know, it's something that these trampoline parks are blowing up. The industry is really growing, and we're just going to tap into that with this little bit of a cherry on top for the community benefit with the mental health.
You know, the trampoline dodgeball, that is no joke.
Yeah.
You know, I've done it a couple of times, and I've got these 12-year-old kids just lobbing a ball at me, and it's scary, but it's fun. Yeah. It's a blast. And I love that because it really fosters like a competitive spirit. And, you know, naturally, it's a great thing to do.
Right.
Sure.
And that's who I am. I grew up playing sports. So bringing that into it, again, that's with the sports psychology piece as well. That's some of my background. My brother's, you know, very versed in that avenue. He's been a strength coach for many, many years. And so I've got a very good inspiration on that. But actually, I do want to time out and say one of my big inspirations is my wife. Awesome. She's been a health coach for 12 years, and watching her grow and develop in the personal growth space as well as coaching people and healing them has been fantastic and has been a huge inspiration for what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
That's great. And this is just a great space and a great concept. And, you know, I wish you the best of luck. And so where can we go if somebody wants to help contribute some funds to the project, or, you know, just really connect with you? Where can we go for more information and all the details that you want people to know about?
Yeah, so www.familyfundmindcenter is our website. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. There's a lot of good information on all three of those places. So send me an email, send me a message, and we can connect and talk about it. And that's really the best place to find me.
Well, best of luck. I think it's an excellent concept for so many reasons here in the Valley, for fun, for recreation, just for healing and connection. So best of luck to you, and I'm very excited to follow along and see the progress that you make.
All righty.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We have a bit more on the end of our Thursday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
And we're back here on Good Morning Vail. Now, if you are in the market for the job search, and the unemployment rate right now is less than 4%, which is absolutely insane. But if you're looking for the right job, I have a conversation with Emily Gross, Talent Acquisition Manager, on things that she looks for as a hiring manager. Let's take a look. Welcome back to our show. Now, I am so excited because I have a wonderful personal friend and professional friend as well joining me on the couch. We have some excellent business tips and tricks and how to land the perfect interview and present yourself best. Joining me today on the couch is Talent Acquisition Manager and Business Consultant, Emily Gross.
Hi.
How are you, Emily?
I am so thrilled to be here with my dear friend Kim and hopefully share some helpful tips today.
Yeah, I think you are, what you do is very successful. And so you're a talent acquisition manager. Tell me a little bit about what that means.
Yeah, so I manage a team of recruiters. I absolutely love recruiting, talent acquisition. I'm super passionate about people finding career fulfillment, and that all starts with your journey in the job hunt.
Yeah, so you manage a team of recruiters, but you obviously started at the ground level. So
Yes.
as a recruiter, what are things that you typically look for when you start with screening candidates?
Absolutely. This is really your chance as a candidate to get out there, tell your story, be your own brand. And I always say, go out there and get what you want. You know what I mean? Think about opportunities that you want. Look for them online. There's lots of different ways to search for them and go after it. This is a chance to really get the right match for you.
Well, things have definitely changed on the job search. So you are no longer confined to just your local city because there are remote jobs and jobs nationwide. So tell me about how you would go about looking for a job all over the U.S.
Yeah, I actually think this is super exciting because we are no longer limited to our geo area of when we're looking for our next opportunity. You can actually go into many of the job search platforms, LinkedIn, Indeed, and change that location to remote. It's going to pull up all the remote opportunities, and that opens you up essentially to the entire U.S. So lots of opportunities out there.
Absolutely. So as a candidate or a job seeker, what would you recommend as the first steps? What's the first thing that I should do as I begin my job search?
Absolutely. There's a few things. So I would definitely start with your resume. And resumes traditionally have been listing your titles, the companies, and then job responsibilities and duties. Let's switch that up to actual accomplishments, things that you have accomplished, and make them as measurable as possible. So as quantitative as possible, increased 20% of sales within 6 months, started a new project, launched this, hosted this event on this date, just so we can really be enticed to talk to you more. Also your LinkedIn page, that's your chance to also put a professional photo up there to show a little bit more of your opportunity, a little bit more of your personality. So there's lots of different ways to entice people to want to talk to you more, and that's really the goal with the first step.
I think nowadays LinkedIn is almost everything. It's the professional version of social media, and we're all on our phones all the time. So having interactive things is really interesting.
It's amazing because now you can actually send direct messages to companies that I say, like you have a company crush or a crush on a potential job opportunity. You can just send them a message and express your enthusiasm for their company. If there is a company that you really like or a job opportunity, do some research, see their recent press. Have they had any recent milestones as a company, any accomplishments? Put that into a message and really show your enthusiasm and that you care, you're up to date. That's a way to really stand out.
Okay, so you've secured the first interview. Tell me a little bit about how to prepare for that.
Yes. Also in today's world, there are different platforms and different ways that interviews can be conducted. Anything from a phone interview to a video interview to an in-person interview. With the video interviews, some people can be kind of new to this. Really take your time to prepare for these. Make sure you're in a quiet, professional space with no distractions. Make sure that your background is clean, neat, and as simple as possible. We don't want any distractions. Also, make sure your Wi-Fi connection is very secure, that you have tested whatever platform that they have asked you to use. There's HireVue, there's Spark Hire. All of those have tutorials and sample interviews that you can do on your own on their websites. Highly recommend that you do that so that when you go into the interview, the tech stuff, you got it down. Now you're just focused on showing that personality and sharing all those accomplishments.
And then there's the classic Zoom, which we love to use here on TV8. Absolutely. So you've got the interview, your technology is great, lighting is good, and you want to make sure that it's facing you like we do here.
Spotlight is on you. You're going to want that spotlight on you, not coming from behind. So it sounds simple, but trust me, it's really going to make you look really professional and really good.
So what advice would you give when in the middle of the interview? What kind of information should you share? Are there follow-up questions? Tell me more about that.
Yes, absolutely. I would recommend anyone before they're starting an interview to definitely think about their career, think about those specific examples that you've had in your career and write those down, because when they ask you questions such as, how are you at overcoming challenges in the workplace? Stay away from saying language like, well, I usually or I always, and give them a specific example of a challenge that you faced. Where were you working? What were the challenges? What did you specifically do? And then don't forget, what was that outcome? Giving specific examples is really what they're looking for. Whenever I hear that a candidate was not selected, the feedback I most hear is that they weren't specific enough. So prepare all that ahead of time so all your stories are on the tip of your tongue, ready to share.
So how would you advise on preparation? Like what would you do? How do you figure out, okay, what are the things that I can add to this potential opportunity?
Yeah, definitely do your research, like I said, on the company, on the person that is interviewing you. Usually they send you their name. Check out their LinkedIn, just some general information so you can know a little bit more about them and how to connect with them during the interview, because that's an important part as well. And yeah, just express your enthusiasm, ask questions. I always say they usually close the interview with, do you have any questions for us? Always have one prepared, because it's very easy to not be able to come up with one after you just completed an interview. And showing that you have a question is, again, showing your interest. You've got the wheels turning. You're thinking about joining the company. And so always have a question prepared at the end.
Okay, great. I love to ask questions, which is why I sit here. So what kind of questions would you advise? You mentioned to be prepared and know about the company, but what's a really good follow-up question?
Sure. I mean, you can ask a company how much they plan on scaling within the next 6 months. What are their plans for this role? Does this role plan to have a team around it eventually? Do they have any new products coming out, new services? I mean, it depends on the industry, but just ask them about their upcoming plans, or maybe do your research and say, I saw a little bit that you guys are planning on doing this, would love to hear more. So again, showing that you did your due diligence and showing your interest.
And then you can always ask about the position itself. What are the expectations there? That's a fail-safe interview question. I know
Absolutely.
I've used it plenty of times
That's a great one.
in my job searches in the past. So Emily, what would you advise? Where can we go to find more resources on how to update a resume, how to interview? What else would you say?
Yeah, well, there's a ton online, and thank goodness for YouTube and all that stuff. But anyone's welcome to reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. My name is Emily Gross. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone might have. But it's a really exciting time when you're starting your job hunt.
Well, Emily, you are wonderful. I love having you here on the couch. I think your energy is so contagious and obviously really good at what you do. So if you if you have any more, last advice, what's that one thing you would tell a candidate?
I would say really don't be afraid to show your enthusiasm. Companies want to hire people that want to be there. That is going to be worth their investment in you because you're more likely to stay for longer. Even if someone's super qualified but they're not acting very interested in the role, they haven't done their research, they're not prepared, that doesn't look like a great investment for the company. So don't be afraid to show that enthusiasm.
So oftentimes enthusiasm wins the job.
So it can.
Awesome. Well, Emily, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and expertise. We appreciate you being here on the show.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Now, stay tuned. We have a lot more in store, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
TV8 is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering content in all sorts of mediums. Take us with you on the go as Good Morning Vail and Good Day Vail are now available as podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. And don't forget, you can always find TV8 on YouTube, tv8vail.com, and all of our social media platforms. Just another reason why there's more for you on 92. Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Before you guys get on with the rest of your day, let's take a quick look at today's forecast one more time. Looking at 24 degrees around 8 a.m. starting off this morning, moving towards that high of 40 in the afternoon there. Sunny and clear skies throughout most of the day there, with the winds 5 to 10 miles an hour coming from the west. As we take a look at that hourly forecast, 24 degrees this morning with a little bit of cloud cover, all of that starting to burn off towards the afternoon. 36 degrees at noon, 37 around 4 p.m., and then 26 at 8. As we take a look at the rest of the I-70 corridor here, we're looking at sunny throughout Colorado with 48 degrees in Denver, 40 in Vail, 42 in Avon, and 43 in Eagle. Taking a look at the overnight forecast there, clear skies with the sun setting at around 4:57 p.m. and a low of 11 degrees. Taking a look at the rest of the week, things are looking really sunny, especially for opening weekend, 46 degrees and no clouds in the sky. And then Sunday with that 54 and sunny, then some clouds starting to move in through the beginning of the week there with a high of 58 on Monday and Tuesday.
Sunset at 4:57 p.m.
Yeah.
Take me back to last week before we had the time change. It's going to be exciting though. I think it's like spring skiing weather, I think is what we've got for this opening weekend.
Kind of is. So what are your plans for opening day?
Well, great question. I know that we'll have Robbie and Gretchen out hyping up the crowd tomorrow morning. So my plan is after we're done in studio to go meet them on the mountain. But I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to see the energy of the locals and the new guests. And it's just going to be a great day.
Always a blast. It's going to be a great day out there
Well,
tomorrow.
happy opening day, Eve. Ben, always a pleasure to have you here on the couch.
And happening opening day to you.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's So many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to